Now I go back to share screen. There we are. Okay, so welcome everyone. And yes, thank you for taking time today on a Sunday evening. I always feel grateful when people take time and when it's not a class and show up. So I honor that time on a Sunday evening that you're spending with me, spending with us. And I would just take a moment to land here, like just take a moment to, we might be coming from doing different things. I was out all day, like for example today, and this was the first time I've been out since I got back, so I'm a bit wired. So you guys must have had different things to do during the day, so maybe just we'll take a quiet moment to reflect on why are we here, and yeah, whatever arises for us, our expectations. Mm, just gathering our thoughts, gathering ourselves, and handing here. And I like to punctuate the presencing with a breath or two, intentional breathing, bringing the attention to our breath. So I'm going to invite us to that. Whatever that you need to do for a bit of inviting relaxation. I like to nod my neck, and sometimes I like to use touch to just loosen things up. And yeah, moving on. Okay, there. So are you able to see the entire screen? Okay. So yeah, I want to begin with what our intention and our aspiration is. Yeah, nothing is more important than the practitioner's desire and comfort. So um, sometimes in the beginning with beginner sessions it can feel like a lot of leading, like feel this way, do it this way. It can feel like that, and I regard that as, like adjusting and finding this plane of communication that I actually intend to make for us as a facilitator and as someone who's practicing with me and also as a group. Uh, so maybe in the beginning it might feel like a lot of leading, but my intention is always leading us towards a place where uh, we feel confident in taking our own decisions with how and why we are moving. So when we are dancing, when you are dancing, when I am dancing, nothing is more important than my desires as a dancer, than my body's desire as a dancer, and my comfort. So my aspiration with this course is to to have these different levels of exploring, uh, which I will speak of more, to arrive at a place where yeah, I like moving like this, and this is why I like moving, to allow the desire to lead me to move than intention that's coming from the outside, um, than invitation that's coming from outside, but more like following the invitation that's coming from inside. Even though we are so to say, copying a movement that our teacher or our instructor or a facilitator is doing, but what is um, what is wanting me to move that way? What is the appetite of that movement in my body? To become cognizant to that, that's like the ultimate goal. And coming to a more like um, a level that is not so meta, but so how to give you the tools and hold space for an embodied movement practice. So these things that I spoke of, actually grounding it that in various exercises, they, we basically we are entering the body's desire from in different ways, using movement exercises that are based on belly dance and also influenced by my experience with other dance forms. But this this body, the torso and the hip being the focus, the approach might be borrowed from other formats. To yeah, using tools and the space for an embodied movement practice, to be able to explore our desires and appetites that are there in the body for us. So it's very body central, and I'm looking forward to introducing exercises where we exhaust the mind and come to a place where we are led by the body. So yeah, so going through this creative cycle, I like to call it a cycle because we start at a place and go to these different points, and then we come back to that place. So it's something like a journey I take and I come back, and then I can take the same journey. I'm a different person when I come back to the starting point. So I can take the journey again, but I'm a different person. So my approach to the journey is again. And I feel a lot of things in our lives like goes in these cyclical patterns. We're just different people when we come back to the starting point, or our worldview changes. It's like we're taking this cycle, and to find ways that makes dance a part of your life as it best suits you. So can I move on? Like, does anyone want to ask anything? Okay. So most of us may be aware of these archetypes of a woman's journey: the mother, the maiden, the mother, and the queen and crone. So these are the like the four stages of a woman's life. um, I feel that I personally don't say that, oh, this is how the life journey of a woman is, but I see value in using those archetypes as hooks, as sometimes, as like grounding, as sometimes to explore certain aspects of myself. So the maiden is someone who's young. The mother is someone who is a caregiver, um, that phase of a woman's life. And then a queen is that phase of a woman's life when she has like uh, done that work and she's experienced and she's in a place now where she can lead. And then crone is when she has accomplished or done her so-called duties that come with being a human who's born in a community. And then she has, through experience and through living the ups and downs of life, she has this insight into insight about life and the world, which become useful for the others who are in their maiden, mother, and the queen stages. um, while I see the value of putting that to our age, like in age groups, but I also feel at every point in life I carry a maiden, a young woman, um, this doe-eyed, curious young girl, and a, a, a creative person, a mother who can hold, who creates, who nourishes her baby, nourishes her creative offering and then births it into the world. A queen who is grounded and who is like who knows herself, um, who can command her command her authentic self, and a crone who can actually sit back and be able to view what's happening around her, um, what's happening to her, what's happening within her, and what's happening without her. And I feel that no matter what age group, we do carry all of that with us, and all of those are moving um, for us, showing up in different ways through our different life experiences at every point. So there is this bigger journey that we take, and then there are these smaller journeys that we take within these archetypes. Um, so I'm using the qualities of these archetypes to uh, as like an anchor to approaching the course. So, and we are not going into the fourth module yet. So I'd like to offer the first three modules first in the coming few months. Can you hear? Can you hear the thunder and the rain? Is that disturbing? Is that okay? Okay. So, yeah, so but I'd like us to like move through these first three archetypes and see where we are at the end of the third and then offer the fourth. I also want to say that these courses in different forms have been offered pre-pandemic times, in person, and yeah, and then so much changed during the pandemic. So um, it's been revised. The format has been revised a little bit to fit the online format, and I am I'm excited to share this. Also, to be honest, because after this, like I'm going to be studying my master's, so I really don't know. I have I have this wealth of experience with belly dance since 2008, and 2020 just cut things off, which is fine. I mean, which is fine. But personally, I have this desire to, before move on to the next stage in my life, and I have this desire to share my view of what this dance gave me. It's through this dance that I actually, I didn't do anything. It's through this dance that the dance took me to this way of like spirituality, for the lack of a better word, like really go deeper and deeper into exploring that woman, that quality, like like ask these questions about the body and the pain in the body and the joy in the body both, and this dance gave me the route to arrive at that, to arrive at like this form of self appreciation. So what I received from the dance I take into yoga, honestly, and not what I actually received from yoga that I've taken into dance. So yeah, it's my desire to share uh, in bits, like this beautiful richness that this dance form has. Okay, so module one, I'm gonna just go to the next slide as well. So curious and eager to learn, she's pure, fresh as a dewdrop in her presence to everything that comes her way. A woman in her maiden stage learns everything she knows, even following her dreams. So, like for me, a lot of what we are is already decided for us in our childhood. So, it's about like for me, I feel that every experience we have is redefining our foundations or tweaking our foundations a little bit, and our foundation has been laid, um, when we come into this world, and then with each experience, as we learn, we kind of play around with it and mold it in a way that suits us. So I'm looking at something like that in this approach, where we go back to the body, like the basics of the body, the posture, uh, revisiting my personal posture. What does my body like and what does my body dislike? How, where does it feel comfortable? Where is the tension, and where is the relaxation? And we'll be moving in and out bit of like, okay, this is how generally it is, and then an exercise about how's that feeling in the body. This is how the anatomy of the body is, and do certain exercises to go back into, okay, like how am I feeling, how is my body responding to that, and what are desired alignment, so that we can um, whether the body can be available, be most available in a way that is safe, and also, like, when we are really grounded, there's a lot of play that can happen. So grounding in an aligned understanding of our body, and what habits of ours probably throws us off alignment. Like, we can't deny it that if we're sitting and working all day like that, something is happening to the spine which may not be desirable. And then how can we, like, yeah, just bringing attention to that. It's not about correcting ourselves or anything, but bringing attention to that. So we'll be spending a couple of classes on that, and then we'll design a warm up sequence together that we learn and that we know, like every time we step into this dance space, we use it. And then isolation necklaces, revisiting all the basic belly dance isolations, and tying it up in a sequence where which is also a part of the warm up, that every time we enter this dance space, we know, okay, we have a go to exercise where we know that we are touching upon each of the joints or each of the isolations, and we're like ready. And that way, we also get an excuse to revisit. Like, it's, I guess, I can never say enough of how much it is. The value of just going back and doing the ABCs all the time. There's just so much value in it. So there. Yeah. And then, so this will, it's a 6 week, 5 to 6 week course. And just give me a second. Wow. I didn't pay attention. I've been sitting next to the windows with the windows open, and basically my room is a little flooded. Yeah. So, yeah. And then, so this will be about like the first 2 weeks to maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks of the course. And the rest of the 3 weeks, we will be working on combinations that you can take away. So it's not really set to any choreography as such, but we'll work on the combinations in class, and that will also give us an insight of so every class, if we do a new combination and work on it together and put it together, so by 6 classes, your body starts to get an idea of, okay, oh, I can, put these two movements together like this and work it like that and use it in this piece of music. So every class we'll change the piece of music and work on like a 30-second combination. And then these are about the classes, and every module will have one or two special lectures depending upon the module. And for this module, I'll be very excited to um, share with you the rich history of belly dance. And I always look at ways to enter the story of belly dance, the dance form. And there's always this habit we have to start from the beginning. And for me, it's become boring to start from the beginning. Like, there were these ancient dances, and from there how the journey went. So, and it also becomes like a lot. It can be like a special course in itself. I feel it requires that kind of attention. But at the same time, I feel there are other ways to enter it, and I would love to introduce to you women who, I don't have to talk about the kind of reputation this dance form still has, and it's not just here; it's all over the world, even from its birth country. Uh, and it's very interesting how belly dance comes from Arab culture, and so the women who continued dancing, um, especially in modern times. So I'm talking about 1900s. Their stories are beautiful, and through them we'll enter the history of the dance form. So that is what the special lecture is about. And after the presentation, I'll show you some samples of. Uh, we will be sharing with you some handbook, some workbook, some videos and playlists. It's like we'll be meeting twice a week, and for the other 5 days of the week, you're welcome to like uh, some interesting ways to engage you in the course. In other words, some homework, but it's always optional. So I I want to explore this attitude. I want to be able to give us the space to also say no. So it's not like a homework that you must do. But yeah, I'll be giving you a series of exercises that you are welcome to engage in during the week if you're interested. Uh, and yeah, just a little bit. So the handbook will also like talk a little bit about wellness, self-care routine, and just looking into what kind of habits we have, and what are healthy habits. I'll share some videos for us to listen. These are totally optional. You can do part of the homework, don't do part of the homework, and see what you feel like saying no. Like, yeah, I want to give us the space to like say no as well. I think it's powerful. The module two, mother, um, is where, so very crudely put, level one is like technique. In level two, we enter some creative explorations through hmm, through some existing formats of belly dance, like ballady. So and folklore. I'll just get to that in a minute. Um, we'll do some yoga as a part of the warm up. So for me, like the body, um, from my experience, I will never suggest anyone to go into a dance mode without the body being prepared. So in these different modules, I'm trying to invite us into different approaches to get our body primed, ready for the dance. So in the first module, the focus was more on isolation exercises, which would be paying attention to the joints. So you kind of get like a joint, um, like a joint study through anatomy and through physical work. We're doing like the joint study of our body. And here we go into yoga sequences. And I choose yoga because of my experience with yoga. Um, yeah. So that's the warm up. And we create a yoga sequence which we can memorize and use every time we go into belly dance practice. So which means the yoga sequence will keep in mind the practice of the belly dance, which includes includes the torso and the hips. Belly is actually an improvisational dance form where it's connected to the music of it's connected to music, so which means that the dancer and the musicians create melody together. So when you say melody, it means music, and melody also means the dance. Melody means of the country. So the name is such because in I'm trying to like just shorten it because we talk more about it as in the course. Uh, the name is given because it became popular in the city, that is Cairo, and it was popularized by the many immigrants that came from the villages all over Egypt and later like all over Saudi. So Beledi then became it's it's Egyptian, but it became like a milieu of influences from different parts of Egypt and different parts of Middle East. So it's like a melting pot of Middle Eastern culture in its music and its dance as well. But it's very Egyptian at the heart. Um, So there are how we will approach it is that there are these basic scratches. Do we understand scratches? Like when they make music, they make some like basic ragas, and then you can improvise the ragas the way you want to. So it's like when we are doing melody, we are learning sare gama pada nisa. No, actually in the first level we are learning sare gama pada nisa, and then in melody some borrowing from already established tunes. We go sare, we make combinations with it. I'm very bad at singing, but I hope this analogy works. Like we go sa ma ga, we play with that, and then I leave it to you. Like we slowly go into exploring the music and your body together. So you play with the ragas and you bring in that your desire, your appetite, and your heart to it. That um, somehow with belly dance, without that experience, that is exciting and scary to really like dance, to be your own dance. But yeah, that's also like it's like the ultimate, just that feeling. And yeah, belly has that potential, and it's also called the mother of belly dances amongst us belly dancers. There's a lot more to it. We'll talk about it during the class. And finger symbols. So finger symbols also. I'll be also introducing folkloric belly dance in special lecture here and some musicality, uh, because its melody is influenced by a lot of folklore, and these are finger symbols, and finger symbols are like a part of folkloric dances. So the dancers actually play. So I'll maybe share, if we have time, some videos or send you some links. So the dancers actually play and dance. It's not part of Belody, but it's useful to explore it with some workshop sessions that we do with different folkloric dancers. Like the Potters community have a certain kind of dance they do, and the Bedouin communities of the desert have a certain kind of dance they do, and yeah, the shepherd community have a certain kind of dance they do. And in modern times, when many from the village came to the city, they made their own dances, and there are many other styles that were born out of it. So there is value in, again, we are touching the history of the dance through folkloric dance and musicality. Musicality lessons is also for us to like just take a bit of resting time from dancing and getting used to the music. So for many of us, understandably, classical Middle Eastern music can be like an acquired taste, so we might need a minute to step into it. But trust me, it's so much closer to what we have been listening in India. So compared to the West, it's not that far off for us. It'll take a minute, but yeah, it's beautiful. Our body, I feel, will you know catch that. Yeah, I think I covered everything here. Oh, and module three is Queen Durga grounding ourselves in, giving us that time to ground ourselves in what we discover about what we like about the dance, what we like. Nothing beats, of course, there's value in practice, learning, for sure. And then you want to let go of all that and allow. Oh, yeah. How do I not make it sound pressurizing? I don't want to say your personality to come through, but your personality must come through. Nothing is more valuable than your personality coming through in dance. But I'm not saying that you're a good dancer only when your personality comes through, but it's fun for the dancer only when your personality comes through, not even for the one audience. It's about you. You own the dance, you own the body, the dance is yours. So, yeah, with that feeling, we enter this stage and we work with creating. We'll do some exercises on creative sequencing. Um, Maybe in the first couple of modules, we are doing a bit of hand holding, and here we'll let that go and through fun exercises like create start with creating small combinations, and then how to record those small combinations and how to stitch them together into a choreography, or how to work with structured improvisations. If you have like a 1 minute or let's say 3 minute piece, how to listen to the music and be like, okay, this is what's happening in the music, this is how I feel in the first 30 seconds, and this is how I feel, and that is how I feel, and this is how I feel. So I think I want the movements to be like really fast. So for me, these are fast movements and these are slow and la 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 la. So little bit of brain work and then letting it go with that idea and allowing the body to follow. And then sometimes it's this play between deciding and then allowing the body to respond, deciding, allowing the body to respond, and then see what comes out of it. uh, Power back. And the idea with this is to create a video of our own, like the exercise. Yeah, the intention is to create like a 1.5 to 3 minute video. So we will also look at how we are going to design the video, how we want to design the space, where we want to shoot it, and how we want to shoot it, and how we want to edit it, and yeah, that is like the presentation. And at the end of this, and the special lectures will be on music mapping, what I just mentioned, and costume design. Yeah, she is the performer. So in the way we are seeing Durga, seeing the queen in the format, she's the performer. Now, by performer, uh, let's not look at it as like the fake way, but like you are being you. you are performing you. You know, sometimes I feel most of the time we are performing something else. How about us performing us? She knows and owns her gifts. What you like, what you don't like is kind of clear to you by now. And you like doing this. This is what you feel good about. And how about follow that and see what comes out of it. So this course is like we'll have longer lectures in the beginning, and then you'll mostly have self work, and we'll have classes, mm, maybe in smaller groups, 1 to 1 or maybe 2 people. Like we'll schedule it according to, like, depending on how it goes, like uh, two, 1 to 1 or two. We'll do special lessons like that, and we'll keep in touch. Me and Aditi will keep in touch with each of us to on a weekly basis or so. We'll decide as we go along. Uh, yeah, to create this piece. Every every module will have like a workbook of sorts, a handbook for you to scribble on, for you to write, for you to refer. Yeah, some inspirational videos. Um, I will be sharing with this again, but I know this is of value to us all. So there are going to be two different batches, Aditi's batch and my batch. I feel it's nice to continue with our students. If we have enough numbers, that is what we'd like to do, because there is value in, like, I know my students and you're aware of the style, to like continue from there. So Aditi is going to have two batches, weekday batch and weekend batch, and these are the dates. You can quickly look at it. The weekday batch starts on 10th May. Is that right, Aditi? And the weekend batch starts on 14th. I'd like us to note that right now this is how we have decided. If the first two modules go well, then in the third module, weekends of August 2021, 27, 28, we have longer lectures, and then we'll decide on when to have those smaller group sessions according to our convenience and how that goes. So in case you need to plan ahead, these are the dates. And we'll share this with you again. Just let us know later. And I'm going to be teaching only weekend. Mine is slightly different. Aditi's batches go for 6 weeks. My classes are going to be 1.5 hours long on weekend, and they are 5 weeks, 5 weekends each. Yeah, our approach is slightly different. So, like, yeah, this is what I love about Martiya. I mean, I wish, did Dashna join? No, she didn't. Okay, there were some old students who wanted to join, but they didn't end up joining. But Anahita has been there from before pandemic. Like, I'd love to give space, even if it's the instructors. I would love to give space to our own approach to facilitating. So this format works for me, and that format works for Aditi. So otherwise, there's no big change. Maybe the number of hours also come out a little more with me, because I like to spend time with warm up and yeah, um, that. And I don't know how much time I took, but I guess we are ready for questions.
So does one have to do module 1 in order to go to 2 and 3? And do we have to do them all and starting with 1?
There will be a certain continuity. Yeah.
Because then I'm gone May and June, so I'll be just out of town, not in the country. So I then have to miss the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm back only on the 10th of June.
10th of June, right? Okay, I have to check the dates again. So you would have missed the first
module. For
first
both of
module.
you, I'll not be able to join.
Yeah. But you can join from the second module.
Yes.
Yeah, second. So let's see. Let's keep in touch. If you're interested, let's keep in touch, and we'll work it out. Because even right now, I would like we have some time to start. So I would like to see finally how many of us are there, and then like if I have very few people who are really interested, then I might also I'm open to molding the course according to our needs and see how the flow goes. So let's stay in touch. If you're really available from June, then we can find a way to work it out, because June is not like that far. Yeah,
Next month.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Like there'll be recordings, and if in any way if it's possible.
Yeah,
So
let me also check my calendar because I'll be in Croatia for like 8-10 days. Then I'll be in Holland for 4-5 days. Then I'm in Portugal for a week. So if I find those weekends are exactly where I'm in one place and I can get to the class, it's a 90-minute class, right?
yeah, it's a 90-minute
On
class.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
I'll look at my calendar.
yeah, yeah.
Let
Thank
the
you for
others.
like being open to that. I took a lot of time talking. I did want to share some videos and stuff. So let me at least find like one video of, or maybe just put the links in the chat so you can watch later. But please, meanwhile, ask away questions.
Kavya, you're
Yeah.
keeping the whole thing completely online. Any thoughts of doing anything hybrid at all, like in person at some point? Eventually, maybe towards the third module. The only reason I'm asking is because I'm moving to Bangalore in August.
Yeah.
So
We can. I can keep it open, like hybrid. I can, but you're moving in August, so maybe those workshops at least, like Anahita is in Bangalore, and if she decides to join the course, workshops at least we can keep like hybrid. We'll keep it open.
yeah, that's all. I mean, not even as part of the course, like if on another day, like whoever is there in town, like if you want to just have everybody come together to practice or something.
Beautiful. Pauline, you're in Bangalore.
Yes,
Yeah. Why not? Once this starts rolling, I'm very open to see how that works out, for sure.
I would love to come there.
And Aditi remembers this. Like 2018, 2019, a lot of classes were held on my terrace. So I'll be happy to invite you to my terrace, and yeah. So yeah, we keep that
Any
open.
groups in Mumbai? No.
I don't know what these Bangalore people have with Mumbai. Like I've yeah. It's only. Do you have any students in Mumbai, Aditi? No, one, one person. Yeah, let's see, but we don't have many participants from Mumbai. But yeah, uh, Anahita or Colleen, you guys wanna, or just share anything, your feelings, or um, was it too confusing? Any part you want me to like talk about again? Um, I hope did not confuse you, but gives you an idea. I know visuals help. Rishali, Surya, you all are like Shaina, you're all on camera off. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, please ask away. Aditi, do you want to like share something? Please go ahead and feel free to.
So, hi everyone. I have done this course in 2020. We had just started out the course, and in between the course, like after we finished the first module, the lockdown happened that time. But I remember like coming back home and scribbling in the workbook, and I found it quite interesting. And then now when we were thinking, okay, what we should do, so this just came and we're like, yeah, this might be something really interesting, and I feel it really helped me a lot at that time. And not just like going to class and attending it, but I think it really gave me a nice thing to just a way to practice on my own. And not just in terms of dancing, but just sitting with those colored pens and drawing something and bad drawing, but yeah, some drawing. And it was just really nice. That workbook was quite interesting. So I'm sure you'll have fun too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can share. And so some students were nice enough to um, submit the workbook, and I'm just taking that liberty. Just give me a moment to see if I can. I think no. At that time, I was a little like it's compulsory to do the homework, and I think that's why they shared it. But just to give you an idea, just give me a minute. Like I'm sorry, I'm like slow. Suddenly on Zoom, I'm getting performance pressure. So I downloaded it. Yeah, I downloaded it yesterday and kept it. Now I can't find where it is.
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I have. So share, 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 share screen. So Robina is like a graphic designer, so don't be overwhelmed by her thing. But so this is something she did. So in the beginning, I gave space to like just draw whatever you like, and then this is also her art. So we began with exploring why are you here, and some like so that course, your workbook will be a little different because that course was long. The first module itself was some 2.5 months or something, or I don't know, but it was long. It was not 1 month. Here we are going like 5 weeks. So she's answered those questions, and then we go into welcome and some reflections like how much time can you spend on where is it? How much time can you spend on like for practice, and like you write down, okay, I want to practice every morning for this much time, and writing is a way of just emptying your head, and then drawing, just emptying. So she's done these beautiful drawings. So there was this exercise of self practice and reflection on like how you're feeling after the practice. And she's written about the posture, and then some. So like I said, the approach is about wellness, self care, and rituals. What is like what are some reflection on what rituals are? Maybe they exist already. Maybe you like to invite certain rituals into your life. And like, sometimes so many questions can get overwhelming for some people, but you need just 1 or 2 words answer. Like something about puja, I think I've asked. She's like, I don't do puja. That's it. So no judgments as such here. Just gratitude, and yeah. So this is one way where she has just like, and this is a 75-page workbook for module one. It's going to be a little different for you guys because towards, so I had some move exercises also. So the break was longer between the first and the second module. So the workbook contained some weekly things. So I don't know how long the break was, 6 week break. So every week I had designed exercises to do during the break. So so there's this written work, and then we had shared also some videos, I think, for you to practice with. And you read, and then you go back and play music and just explore the exercise with whatever you remember. Um, and then some. So I also, the 75-page material is something that I'm dividing into 3 modules. So like I said, the format is slightly different. So uh, I would like us to just reflect on what is feminism for us, or what is women's wisdom for us. So I had this desire to introduce that because it just goes so well with this dance form. So we got into a little bit science of, and I just still feel that we need to keep remembering how scientifically our menstruation works. Sometimes we just forget. And I wrote an essay on um, belly dance. But now this is going to become a lecture. So the women of belly dance, I'd written an essay at that time. So I'll offer this as a lecture. Then later on, there are, yeah, this is, ooh, even I had forgotten about all this work. So all the belly dance isolations that we do, they're all mentioned here. And how does that work with the skeletal and the muscular systems in the body? Um, some like sketches, yeah, directions. So these are the different directions in which it's working, the plane, and some grounding exercises, reflection. Let's see. And towards the end, ooh, yeah, musicality.
Avya, I have
Yeah,
one question. I have one question.
please.
I'm not good at basics. So are we touching basic steps also in this module? I mean,
Yeah,
some.
we are starting with the basics. I'm not teaching the basics, but we are
But
going through the basics.
yeah, because I'm hardly I know some of the basics are bad. So I just want to.
So
I
don't
thought
worry.
I'll join a basic course, but I think you're not doing any basic course.
No, we'll start with the basics. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah,
We'll be revising that basic steps again.
yes, we will be.
Revising, no?
Yeah, in a shorter span of time, we will be. Um, ooh, we'll stay for maybe another 5 minutes or so, and I just want to share with you um, some videos of our past work. And you're welcome to please ask away any questions meanwhile. Meanwhile. So the first one that I'm sharing, maybe you can save it and watch later. This is the different folk dances we performed a while back. Let me. The second one is Belody. Anyway, the video is, what happened? You cannot minimize your recording. I just want to share one more video with the finger symbols. So, oh, here it is. Yeah. And this third one is the one with drums and finger symbols. Yeah. I don't want to keep us like for too long, but any last thoughts, questions, anything you'd like to share? Are Rishali and Surya and people still here, or I usually don't get to meet you guys, Shaina. So you're welcome to like ask any questions. Gayatri.
Kavya, what's the fee structure like?
Yeah. It's between 3,000 to 3,600 for every module. I'll just it's not going to touch 4,000. It will be according to number of hours. So I think the course that I'm offering is about 15 hours. The course that Aditi is offering is 12 hours. So each hour is priced at 250. So it will be within that 3,750 or something, not more than that. But I just wanted to get a feel of how many people are joining, and once again speak to Aditi about how the hours and the days are working. So, and get back to you. But definitely not more than 3,750 per module.
Kavya, I had a doubt. This is Gayatri here.
Yeah, Gayatri. Yeah. Hi.
Hi. I had asked the same doubt to Aditi also. So basically, when I read and when I listened, my doubt was, uh, would it be more helpful if the joinee is a dancer per se? I mean, has some sense of rhythm or anything like that? Or is it something like that? Would it be more helpful if you understand dance previously, some pre-knowledge?
No.
Is it
No.
like
In
that,
fact,
or
it will be helpful if you don't understand, because as dancers we come with so much preconceived, like I know. And trust me, like I continue to train with different teachers in different things. Like it's my thing. I have to keep studying something or the other. Every time I go to a new yoga class or a new dance class or a new dance form, I waste the first 1.5 months thinking I know. And then I have to like really, it takes me that much time to like my ego aside and really become available to the dance. So, no, one is that, but on a more serious note, that is the intention of this, right? Like that is why it's being offered to us and not in a professional
okay?
dance space, because dance should not be ideally professional, and everybody should be able to like dance. Dance is, there is the human body, and then there is desire, then there is dance, there is that why do you dance, what makes you want to dance, like it's like that. So Kanaka, I'm just going to mute you, yeah, don't mind. So, and this course is about following that, like my excitement to dance, and then making something out of it, yeah. So it's not for people who already know, it's for people who don't know.
Okay, because as I started with Aditi and I've not progressed at all. Recently, I joined another course with Aditi. So, in the sense, that is what I meant. If you talk about like probably steps or some things, there are many words that are totally new to me.
Okay.
Right. So in that way, so how do I put it? Um, if there are, as you said, you will be doing the basics and some of the basics you will be. But then again, I will have to put in more effort to practice that, which I doubt will there be time for me to do that was my to progress like weekly twice if we have classes and I need to practice the basics which I may not know. I'm not sure whether I know or not. Aditi knows better. So that was my doubt. That is why I asked whether the knowledge would help.
Yeah. So we are wanting to become available to this course, like where we are available with what we are and see what comes out of it. There is nothing like I should know this or I should know that. You're spending those 2 hours a week and maybe little bit more hours doing some written work or drawing work, at least 15 minutes a day, if not practicing. But that is also of some value. What is the body learning in those 2 hours and how can I use that? Like, how can I just do these two basic movements with my full presence? And wow, I feel so good. Like, that is possible. That is that what I feel, my desire. So that's what I said. The aspiration is to for us to own that my desire. You desire to dance, and that's why you are here. So my desire within the time I give is also important. I don't have to do all of this to be all of that. I'm okay where I am, and this is what I'm doing in 2 hours a week, and I feel good about it. Why not? Like enjoy the time that you're here, and don't worry about like say no. I don't want to do performance. I just want to come and do this, and then do it and see how you feel. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you.
Oh, should we call it a day then? Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. I look forward to. We'll stay in touch during the week, and there is still time for us to think and ask any questions or doubts that you might have, or any concerns.
Kavya, one
Yes.
doubt, one more doubt.
Yes. Yes.
It will be offline classes also we'll have in between, no?
Yeah. So it will be online for sure, and then
Totally.
offline. Yeah, offline we'll see how that goes.
At least in between, well, I mean,
We'll see for sure. We'll see those
because
people.
only online what's happening, some of the movements we are unable to make out because three-dimensional we cannot make out. So
So
that's the reason.
this approach is about becoming just available and listening. Like online modules are making us having to pay more attention and listen, and not depend on the facilitator, but use the facilitator as just a guide. So like we are using the value in that, and yeah, it's and honestly, to make the sudden shift into the world says go offline, we go offline. The world says now online, no, not now. Yes, now, no, not now. Yeah, yet now. We don't give like shit. We are going on offline. Like honestly, we are not able to make that adjustment. So we'd like to like continue this for another 3 months offline, and then see how that goes. And like I said, this will be the last course that I'm teaching because I am going to do my master's in September. So yeah, I don't know about offline. But as we
Offline.
go along, we can have a
No,
meet now and then.
once in a while, at least once a month, we can have a class.
Like I said earlier, once this starts off, we can see how that goes.
Yeah.
But Aditi is in Jalandhar, and we are going to continue with 2 different batches. So
Batches,
Kanaka,
okay.
you'll probably be with Aditi. So or we'll decide. So we'll have to see how that goes also.
See, at
Or
least people who can come and meet in Bangalore, at least once in a month, one class
we'll
at
see.
least.
I
So that,
can't promise.
okay.
But we'll see.
Okay. Fine.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, most welcome. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you missed, like
Okay.
if it's possible, definitely I'll invite all of us to like a hybrid session for sure. Once we have the batches like registrations going, we can take a call on that. Ooh, all right. So have a beautiful evening, everyone. People in Bangalore, enjoy this rain. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And we went over time. Yeah, we'll continue the conversation. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Bye. Kavya.
Thanks, Kavya. Thanks, Aditi.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Bhavya.